Alright, anyway, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Mari here. I'm here to bring y'all what if Naruto was a female and OP. I think it's part 5. And in this one, Naruto would like basically be what's it called? He would basically, well, no, it's not Naruto. It's Ruby. And I think the last time I left off was just talking about the Dragon Unbuild stats and comparing it to Ruby, and they're kind of close. Like I think, or I might have been talking about Ruby stats. One of the two. I don't really know, but uh, we're gonna start this part off is at the training ground. This is them doing a sea rank mission before they start to get Torah. And I mean, this is when they're like in the training ground, Team 7, and they're finna catch a Torah. Now, Sasuke is still trying to get Ruby, and what you see is how Ruby's dressed. And no, she's not with Sasuke in this. I just like this picture, and I forgot to crop it. But yeah, so Sasuke and Ruby are with each. Sasuke and Ruby are right now with Sakura, are trying to get the um Fire Demiel's cat, but the cat is very elusive, and they fail miserably multiple times over and over again. And Sakura's just kind of getting fed up because like this cat keeps escaping her mainly, and it keeps clawing her, and she's trying to prove to Sasuke that she's better than Ruby, which is cap, straight up cap. But she still tries it anyways. So Sasuke and so Sasuke and Ruby had just told Kakashi their position. Sakura said I'm in position. Like a minute later, and the cat was about to start moving when Kakashi said, "Get it." And Ruby catches the cat and starts to scratch it behind the ears, and it started to purr in Ruby's grip. This is when Sakura goes, "How come that goddamn cat likes you more than me?" And Naruto says, "One, because I picked up the cat gently and I started scratching behind its ear, and I'm feeding it some sushi, because she had sushi on her, and she was actually Ruby was real hungry, but she decided to give something to the cat." Sakura is still over there fuming at the prospect, and this is when she goes, "You must think you're better than me or something." And Ruby then goes, "I don't really care if I'm better than you or not. I just trying to get my job done, unlike you, who is over here just trying to make someone notice you." Which, honestly, Sasuke just looks and said, "Damn, that was harsh." But anyways, Ruby looks at him like, "Shut up." And so yeah, Sasuke just doesn't say anything. He just turns his head because like he knows that Ruby is stronger than him, and he does not want to fight her. So yeah, but so Kakashi would be, "Do y'all have the target?" Then Ruby says, "To confirm, we have the target. Target has the right red ribbon." This is when they go bring the cat to the Fire Daimyo, and before Ruby gets the cat to the Fire Daimyo, she said, "Hey, Daimyo Sama, or Fire Daimyo wife, uh, I will recommend you watch how you hold the cat." And she goes, what do you mean?" And she said, "One, this cat's a ninja cat, and two, you're squeezing it too hard. Let me show you how to hold it and pet it." And she showed the Fire Daimyo, and the Fire Daimyo was thankful. And the cat started to finally snuggle into the Fire Daimyo's lap and stuff. The Fire Daimyo look at Ruby, give her like a smile, and says, "Hey, Rose, make sure you pay this girl extra. And also, my nephew was wondering if you still would down to get married with him, if you change your mind and like marry him." And this is when Ruby says, "I'm sorry, I'm still in my ninja career, and I don't really plan on marrying anyone for a while." And the fire dumper said, "Oh, that's sad. Anyways, Hiruzen, make sure you give her a raise." And basically, Hiruzen says, "Hi, sure thing, ma'am." Basically, cause he's kind of whipped by like the the fire dummy wife and everyone, and so basically he says, "Hi, yes, thing, yes, ma'am," and to her. So basically, yeah, he's just trying to make sure nothing really bad happens to his village. So as that goes on, Naruto would also like, you know, or Ruby, she would start to see that like Sakura is trying to get her more jealous because Sasuke's paying her more attention because like even in the Hokage Tower, Sasuke is just staring her down basically. And this is when she says, "Hey, Kakashi Sensei, I kind of want to spar. You want to have a spar?" And Kakashi says, "Sure, sure thing." And so they leave out, and Sasuke he goes to watch spar, and he's kind of, he's just watching Ruby. Sakura, she's gritting her teeth because she sees Kakashi like Sasuke paying so much attention to Ruby and not her, which infuriates Sakura because like she wants to be the only person or the only female that Sasuke looks at, and to know that Ruby's easily doing it without even trying, it infuriates her to no end. So now now Ruby and Kakashi are finna get ready to fight. This is when Ruby decides to take out her swords, and she looks at Kakashi and goes, she says, "Do you have? Are you gonna use a sword set or are you gonna use a kunai?" Because Kakashi has started back getting used to using his sword due to Ruby saying that she needs an actual good person with a sword as a Kenjutsu partner, and if Kakashi has a sword, you need to start using it. And also, who knows, it can also help his skills to see if he had a sword, he wouldn't have to just rely on kunais. Because, like, and then Ruby even said you're even better with a sword than you are with a kunai. And this is when Kakashi goes, "Yeah, I know, I just don't normally use a sword because, like, it reminds me of my father. Since it's the same chocolate saber that his father gave him." This is when Ruby says, "Yeah, that's, she then says, oh, yeah." Because, like, she knows about Kakashi and his, like, background stories and everything. And she feels bad for him. But at the same time, she then, like, says, but also you gotta remember, your father gave it to you for a reason. I mean, think about it. He gave you it to protect yourself and to protect your loved ones. So it'd be probably best if you use it. And Kakashi has, not Kakashi, Ruby has a slight crush on Kakashi. And same with Shikamaru. But she doesn't want to really do anything with Shikamaru like that because like she sees Shikamaru as like someone that's cute and smart, but she sees Kakashi as way more. So yeah, that's gonna be the ship. I was gonna make it a Shikamaru ship, but I changed my mind. Gonna make it a Kakashi ship. Hee hee. It's Naruto is basically, or why I say Naruto, Ruby. She would be out there going hard against Kakashi. So basically he uses his sword, and then he says, "Okay, I know that you don't only use a sword, so pull out whatever other weapons you want to practice with too." And so, because like Kakashi, he wants to learn how to use every weapon now, since he realized like the benefits of being able to use multiple weapons at once, because it doesn't matter like depending on the enemy, as long as he can use every weapon, he can literally counter them. So he knows how to use a Zanbato. He knows how to use a bow. He knows how to use a bow staff. He knows how to use a scythe. Like he's right now trying to work on learning how to use what's it called, daggers. Yeah. So Kakashi took out daggers, and Ruby also took out her daggers. This is where stuff started to get a little hectic due to they're going full speed. Kakashi tries to deliver a hard slash, like try to deliver a slash at Ruby with lightning chakra added into his dagger. This is when Ruby will backflip and throws one of her daggers and then vanish. Kakashi go, wait a minute, she knows the Flying Thunder God? Cause like this is her first time using it, I think, against him. I don't know if I let her use it in the belt test. But she used the Flying Thunder God against Kakashi. Kakashi is just wide eye, like I didn't even know she knows that. I didn't even know she and then he just starts to go, and then he starts to go even more harder after seeing Ruby use that on him, and he's thinking I need to not hold back at all. She's way too strong for me to even think about holding back. So as he's now realizing that there's no need for him to hold back at all, he goes full out with Ruby. Now in this, Sasuke sees this. He's like, what the hell? When did she get this strong? And then he said, I made it final. She will be mine. And basically Sasuke is just like trying to get with Ruby every time he get. Kakashi, he starts to develop feelings for Ruby, even though he doesn't want to admit it. He starts to develop it, and the reason for that is because Ruby has always, since ever since she's been on his team, has always been around him, and has always been there. Especially because like she's seen him sometimes when he's kind of was a little depressed after remembering about his friends and his teammate that are now dead. So Kakashi and Ruby has gotten closer, and ever since that, that made Kakashi start to have a little bit of feelings towards her, and he doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't know if she has feelings towards him too. But who knows? Stuff might change in the future. Hee hee. Yeah, Naruto, Ruby. Oh Lord, I've been doing too many regular Narutos. But yeah, so Naruto with no Ruby, Jesus. So Ruby would deliver a hard kick to Kakashi in the stomach. Kakashi would get sent back a little bit, but then Kakashi would deliver a sweep kick to Ruby's leg that was already outstretched from the earlier fight. After Ruby noticed that like after she starts to fall, Kakashi took advantage of that. And he does a sweep kick. He does like a kick to her head, and Ruby barely blocks it by crossing her arms over her face. But that's when Ruby then she does something with all her flexibility, and she kind of like um she wraps her legs around his head and kind of flips him, and now she's like kind of straddle him, and they kind of stop the spar for a second, and that's when Ruby and Kakashi realize the position they were in. They both blush, and Kakashi's like that blush is kind of cute on her, and Ruby's just like she's kind of feeling Kakashi's like Jesus, he got some rock hard ass abs, and just basically Ruby's just going on about Sasuke. I mean not Sasuke, but Kakashi. Sasuke sees this. He's kind of upset because like he's thinking that Kakashi's trying to take his woman, but she's not his, not even close to it. It is when she gets off him, and she blushes as she gets off him. She says, "Sorry, Sensei." It's when Kakashi goes, "Oh, there's no problem, Ruby." And so Ruby and Kakashi would just talk about it some more. Like they just talk about like what happened in the spar, what could she had done better. Because even though she's good and maybe Jonin level and stuff, she doesn't have as much experience, and she's also not as versatile as Kakashi is. Kakashi is there's a reason why he was blue captain. He was able to go through any situation in any way, and he was also able to do solo S ranks. Kakashi was on par with the Dragon Anbu when he was in Anbu. Ever since he kind of got out of Anbu, he kind of was slacking a little bit. But now since he has Ruby, they started training back with Dragon, and now Kakashi's back to that same level. So, uh, Ruby and Kakashi are now just like planning on like fights and stuff. Now they're like teaming up to like they're getting used to each other's movement better. Sasuke sees this and he's thinking, I need to get closer with Ruby. There's no way that I'm gonna let Kakashi take her, basically, because he could see that Ruby likes Kakashi, and like I said, Sasuke's still power hungry, so he kind of wants a strong wife, and he's planning on doing anything to get Ruby right now. But yeah, he's planning on doing anything like to get Ruby, and Ruby knows this, so she's kind of trying to watch out for him to make sure nothing happens to her. And so she sees she kind of sees like This is okay, but basically she sees that like whatever's going on with Sasuke, Sasuke starting to try to get frisky, and could like because Kakashi also sees that Sasuke is trying to like get closer to Ruby, and Kakashi doesn't know why, but he's getting angry about that for some reason. So he just started to like calm down. And Ruby and Kakashi, of course, Kakashi kind of walks Ruby home, and cause like they talk about training a lot. And this is when Kakashi says, "Just so you know, tomorrow I plan on getting y'all a C rank mission." And Ruby's like, "For real?" Basically, like she has that look of like, "Really?" Cause like she's done with the D rank. She's not gonna say anything about it. Because even though she doesn't really do it, her clones do it, and she wants something fun to do other than like play perverts and genjutsus basically. And she knows Kakashi's a pervert, but like I don't know, she just has a weird thing for him. And after she put him in that genjutsu against for Gaino, she kind of felt bad, but at the same time she didn't because she told him, "Don't be too much of a pervert around me." But he didn't listen to her, which was his fault. But Naruto, he kind of just like he basically is whooped by Ruby. Understand? Yeah, he's whooped pretty much. And so like whatever she says, he kind of just does because like he does not want to smoke with her. So yeah, but Kakashi also he now realized that like he doesn't want to lose Ruby, so like that's also why now he's like training even harder, and he's trying to push them on everything. This is when Ruby then goes up to Kakashi, goes, someone's a little insecure about something today. Is what she whispered in his ear, and Kakashi knows that she means Sasuke. And then that's what Kakashi goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Well, if you haven't seen Sasuke, I think he's starting to see that, you know." Cause like, cause Kakashi knows that Sasuke likes Ruby, but Ruby doesn't like him, and that like, even though he thinks it's gonna mess up the teams, he's not gonna say anything to Ruby because he know that Ruby is gonna choose whoever she wants, and that if Sasuke try to force her, he might actually lose his life. And so he's thinking like, should I talk to Sasuke? Because like I know if he tries to force you to do anything, he's gonna lose his life. And Ruby's like, I mean, if he wants to be an idiot, let him be an idiot. Is what she says to him. Kakashi goes, I should have already known that, huh? And she goes, yep. And then she kind of just walks off. Kakashi just looks at her with a slight smile as he then proceeds to walk off. Now, Kakashi and Ruby, sometimes Ruby would stay over at Kakashi's house, or Kakashi would stay over at her house. Since Ruby now moved into an actual house in, no, it's not the Namikaze, it's a Maki estate. She's gonna get that when she gets Jonin. That's what Horizon told her. But she does have permission to go in there. But no, she has her own house, and then in that house, she like in that house she's able to right, her house she got now, she has a training ground in the backyard. It's a 3-story house with a basement, upstairs, and then ground floor, the kitchen and stuff at. And in that basement, she kind of makes it where there's like for her a training facility, one that has like a strong gravity seals that she had to even use her shadow clones to go in to do because she wasn't finna kill herself. She then had some what's it called? She had gravity seals. She had taijutsu, I think, and she had made it where basically it's like a dummy basically. In this dummy, it doesn't replicate you, but it replicates fighting styles all around the world, including like even newer ones that's even just now being created. And the reason why Ruby is able to use it is because she's the one that made it, and she has spies in all over the villages. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if I'm gonna make Ruby have infiltrated stuff. I'm just gonna say Ruby. I'm gonna say that. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna say Ruby has infiltrated every village already. Under, of course, with Dragon Umbu, because her and Dragon, they're very close people. She doesn't know who Dragon is fully. She just know her and Dragon are close to each other. But uh, so yeah, so yeah, Ruby, she's pretty strong right now. She she has gotten information on like the weapons and stuff that other villages were making, or who they were talking to and stuff. Cause she has, like I said, one of the best genjutsus in the world, even better than Kunai's, and we all know Kunai is like one of the best genjutsu users in the world. Other than the clans, and hers is actually, I'm gonna say that her genjutsu rivals that I forgot the clan name that has all the that had that one girl that kind of went crazy, or like how she had I guess a fake demon sealed inside her. I don't know what that clan is called, but her genjutsu is better than theirs, and it's much more. It feels more real. But not only just that though, but she also is like as strong as some of them. Mm, 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 mm. Ruby, she also has certain weapons. She stole a weapon from those villagers as well, due to not really liking them, because they like each village had a plan against each other. But Iowa and Kumo had also stolen stuff from her village, from the Uzumaki or the whirlpool, and Ruby was very upset about this, so she stole from them. But yeah, Ruby stole from them, and she has like fans and stuff from her village. She was giving like fans and all types of stuff. Like fans, swords, sights, and all that. And Ruby, she's a weapon master as well. I'm gonna say that now. Like I said earlier, she knows how to use every weapon that is man made or Biju made. Yeah, Chroma has made a sword for her that's basically. I don't know if I make Chroma a male or female. Hope I find out. I don't know. I think in this one I'm gonna make Chroma a male. Yeah. He also made a deal with her, and this deal was that if Ruby was able to beat him in a Genjutsu battle, which he's a Kitsune, so like come on, he didn't really think he was gonna lose that. But if Ruby was able to beat him in a Genjutsu battle, he will let her become a Kitsune. But not only that, he will also help up her Genjutsu skills and teach her more, like how to make her Genjutsu can kill or make people think certain things happen, or how to break like, or also not only that but also change her genetics to give her like some, I'm gonna say now, Chia traits, Sharingan, Mangekyou Sharingan, but much more better and dangerous. But guys, I will be eating that off here. Be ready for part 6. I think that's supposed to be what's coming up next in a second.